in the morning. Time to show and
I done came so far, and it's early in the morning. I just woke up out my sleep. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How we all doing?
In the Golden State.
Ain't no tossing and turning, nor time for insomnia. I know the
best way to make it is to cut the drama.
Hey.
Give it my all if all the people what I promise. And even if I fail, at least I was honest. See, I can only do what's in my power to do. And what good is this power if I use it like a fool? If I wanna make it to the top, I gotta study clues. Or I can sit back and just watch the news.
Hey, don't try to photocopy, you can never top me. I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me. Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me. Good morning, Venus, Laura.
You got to be your feelings and be careful when you flashing.
And when you play the game, man, you better know your options.
Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful.
Good morning, and yes, women lives matter, absolutely. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
It's getting too
Spicy, I ain't even had my coffee.
I'm chasing my purpose in this music business.
Let's get it in, I'm so focused on my mission. There's no competition, there's no excuses for opposition. Hey,
and I'm motivated to be in the kitchen.
I gotta listen if I wanna make a difference.
Cause what I'm doing can be lost in an instant. Now I'm making a living, so why the hell are they tripping?
Hey.
Is it because I'm the one
that they see in their visions? I got a million different ways I can hit with precision. I know I'm gifted cause the way that I speak causes change. And even though it's hard, I stayed in my lane. You gotta stay in your lane, ladies and gentlemen. I'm serious.
I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me.
Don't try to photocopy, you could never top me.
I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing.
And when you play the game, man, you better know your options.
Don't try to
Alright, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we came here to do. We don't got much time, alright? Some of us got other things to do today. Good morning, Hector. Alright, ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle.
Alright, yep.
Like
Get it all set up. Happy, what is today? Happy Thursday. Today is April 11th, huh? More Miss Boss Diva, good morning. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you know exactly why we are here.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks.
I'm like the Terminator screaming.
I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the train. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I'm playing games so long, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous.
The algorithm turned me to a maniac. PA, good morning.
Cause my Zodiac.
Yeah.
Got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they is my last name.
Let's go.
They don't give me plugs and they text me. I say it with my chest cause I mean it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited.
DJ Chris, my man. Great live yesterday, DJ. Here it goes.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live and if I get a drug test taken. That shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
It's like deja vu, right, ladies and gentlemen? We do this all the time, right? Alright, DJ, go ahead and kill the music. Alright, kill the music. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Yes, thank you for the subscription. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. I thank all of you for subscribing to this show. It's actually, you know, they say one of the best shows on TikTok. So, yes, if you can subscribe, please do. Please also share the live, all right, to your family and friends, especially if they are MAGA, all right? But before we get into today's topics, let's get some of the housekeeping items straightened out, all right? For those of you who do not know who I am, you can ask those folks all about me on this app, especially our friends on the right. I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. I promise to tell you nothing but the truth, so help me God. I'll give you an example of how honest I am. There's a guy out there in the comments section. He named himself Oh Daddy. His real name used to be Click Click, all right? And then it turned into clickbait, and then we destroyed that, right, ladies, my blueberry crushers? We destroyed clickbait, and so that's how honest I am. I'm willing to let you all know we don't play any games when it comes to these Trump supporters. All right, clickbait is he's one of those conservative men out there that we've talked about, you know, that are all up in these ladies' DMs looking for some, but he's so-called happily married. He's not happily married. This guy's miserable like all Trump supporters, all right? But that's how honest I am. I have no reason to lie or make that up. All right, so that's the first H. The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm humble. There's nobody more humble than me. Listen, if I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize, all right? And people know me. I've apologized for a lot of things in my life, right? But here's the thing. Just because your feelings are hurt, it does not always mean that I owe you an apology. But in the event that I did, trust me, if there were a line of people rushing to apologize, I would be the first one, all right, to get that apology issued, because I believe humility is actually a sign of strength, not weakness, all right? And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain, what? The most handsome. Gary the Great. And mods, listen, conservative Democrat reached out to me. And this is what he asked, all right? He said, Zeus, your mods are being abusive to me. I can't even go in your live, Zeus. He was literally in tears, mods, all right? I can't say anything because the moment I say something, they mute me and they treat me real terribly. I said, okay, well, listen, conservative Democrat, I'm going to try to put something out there. Conservative Democrat, please be kind in the comment section, and I will ask my mods to treat you and the rest of those of you with the MAGA demon a little nicer. But listen, if you got that MAGA demon and you're out here saying hateful things and are racist, my mods, they have a zero tolerance policy, all right? We met and we all said zero tolerance for racist, sexist, misogynist conduct. Disagreeing with Zeus, that's okay. I can handle that. All right. Personal insults about Zeus, I can handle that. All right. Because listen, I've been doing this for a while. I got these Trump supporters driving in circles on TikTok. There's this one content creator. He takes my videos, he stitches them, and he's driving in circles. I mean, I said, wow. It's quite hilarious. All right. All right. So, yes, many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. We hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And believe you me, there's a lot of dirty, disgusting deeds and crimes going on with MAGA, all right? So listen up, MAGA. If you don't want to hear the truth, you might want to leave this live and go on about your miserable morning, right? You can go hang out with those fake TikTok hosts, those fake TikTok lawyers who will lie to you and take your money just like Donald Trump, all right, and set you up, not for success, but they will set you up for failure. They will have you out here on TikTok crying, right, because they're not telling you the truth, all right, and the truth is, MAGA, Donald Trump's a clown, and you are all in his circus. So listen up. If you don't want to hear the truth, MAGA, you might want to leave, all right, and go on about your miserable day, because it's going to get ugly in here, all right? But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
Right.
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Exactly. If you are not, look at that. Listen, okay. If you are not happy here in the United States of America, all right, you can leave, all right. I wish TikTok sometimes they don't actually put the pictures up the way that I would like them. Angie, thank you for the subscription. Trust me, it's going to a great cause. All right, trust me. All right. So before we get this show started, I cover some of the news that's out there. I like to kick it off by starting out giving MAGA and everyone part of the Republican Party what they deserve: some boos and shame. All right, and so we're going to do that. So get the boos and the shames out, all right, especially to the subscribers. There's that boo and that shame one, all right? Get that ready, because what I'm going to talk about is, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. 4 days away from Donald Trump. Come real close, MAGA. Come real close, MAGA. We're 4 days away from Donald Trump having to step in that courtroom and go head to head with Alvin Bragg. All right? All right. And I got a little bit of a reminder for you. You want to hear this? Ladies and gentlemen, all right? My fellow Americans, all right? I'm talking about my real Democrats, my real independents, and my real Republicans, all right? Even those who are third party but care about the country. Once again, we're gathered here this morning to talk about a little bit of what I call a tale of shadows and secrets. You know, I haven't done story time in a while, but I said we're 4 days away. We might as well. All right. These are the secrets of a man once hailed as a titan, and who is now ensnared in the webs of justice. A tale that begins in the heart of New York, where the city's pulse beats with anticipation. In the dimly lit corridors of justice, a courtroom awaits. Its walls whisper ancient secrets, and its benches groan under the weight of history. The accused, none other than the former United States President, Donald J. Trump, stands at the precipice. Yes, his fate, like a pendulum, swings ominously, right? And here it begins. We're going to start with what I call Act 1. Picture this: a clandestine meeting in the dead of night, darkened alleys where secrets are exchanged like favors in a dark alley in Las Vegas, right? The puppeteer pulling the strings behind the scene, his henchman and loyal servant, all right, weaving a cloak of silence around no one other than Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal. Hush money flows like poison wine, sealing their lips. But the ghosts of these women haunt the courtroom. Their eyes aflame with vengeance. All right, let's call this one the immunity gambit. All right, and now, my friends, Trump is no ordinary mortal. He invokes immunity, a talisman forged in the fires of legal wrangling. His lawyers, like sorcerers, chant incantations to stall time. They beseech the court to delay. They dance on the edge of eternity. But Justice Juan Merchan, stern and unyielding, stands strong. Yes, his gavel, you know, he has one of these, strikes like thunder, echoing through the ages. No more delays, right? 4 more days. He declares, as if fate herself nods in agreement. And now, my friends, we descend deeper. Trump's business records, right, once pristine, now bear the scars of deceit. 34 felony counts etched in ink darker than the abyss. Falsification, like a serpent, coils around his legacy. The courtroom trembles, for this trial is no mere spectacle. It's actually a reckoning, right? The ghost of truth rises, their eyes ablaze with fury. They point accusing fingers, and the air begins to grow colder. Snuggles, can anyone see Snuggles? Is Snuggles okay? Because, you know, when I tell these kind of stories, Snuggles starts to freak out. Snuggles, it's over, bro. Guess what, Snuggles? Guess what? Oh, yeah. Guess what this is, Snuggles? This is just for you. That's the clock. That's the clock. Uh-oh. Time's up, Snuggles. Time's up, Snuggles. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. As the clock ticks towards that fateful day, the city holds its breath, ladies and gentlemen. It really does, right? Trump supporters, once fervent, now glancing over their shoulders in fear. The wind whispers rumors of sealed indictments, of shadows closing in. Will the fallen king emerge unscathed? Or will the scales of justice tip inescapably? The courtroom doors creak open, revealing a jury of mortals. Their eyes, mirrors reflecting the past and the future. 4 days remain, MAGA. The trial awaits. Beware, Trump supporters, for the ghost of hush money and falsified business records are gathered. The courtroom doors will be swinging wide, and the fallen king will soon have to step forth. His fate, like a raven perched on a tombstone, awaits its final decree. 4 more days, MAGA! And there's nothing you can do. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we're about to do. Let's kick this show off the way we typically do. All right? Join me in giving Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons, his supporters, what they deserve. Because here we are, 4 more days until he has to go into court. And they said this day would never come. They believed that Donald Trump would deliver on all the lies, and they found out, just like everyone else knew, Donald Trump is a liar and he's a loser. Join me in giving them what they deserve, our first honorable round of booze and shame. They're scared today, ladies and gentlemen. No, they're scared today, ladies and gentlemen. They really are.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
You know the rule over here. I don't allow Trump supporters to be victims around me. Absolutely not. Because if you think about it, they are actually the real ones that are actually making this country go down in degradation, right? They are the harassers. They are the abusers, right? Trump supporters, you want to know what happened and how we got here? The gloves are off when we engage, right? And I'll tell you how the gloves came off. The gloves came off when you started that nasty conspiracy theory about Barack Hussein Obama. You know how you started that? You made a former president, Barack Obama, produce, thank you, Zena, produce evidence of his birth. You made him show his birth certificate. You're a bunch of sick people. But that's when the gloves came on. You want to know when the jar was opened? The jar was opened when you attacked the United States Capitol on January 6th. There's no reason that we can be kind with you anymore, all right? And so that's why we have these kind of lives. That's why we have these kind of conversations, all right? So let's kick this show off and let's talk about the first topic, all right? We're talking about Hillary Clinton says Arizona near total abortion ban, brought to you by Donald Trump, is going great, all right? And this is how we got here. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has criticized Donald Trump over Arizona's near total abortion ban, contributing to the controversial law to the former president, right? What happened? Well, today on X, Hillary took to Twitter to express her disapproval of the Arizona law, which bans nearly all abortions with no exceptions for cases of rape and incest, right? Grape and incest. I'm so sorry. I got to keep it clean. This near total abortion ban with no exceptions for grape or incest, brought to you by no one other than Donald J. Trump. You can see the tweet right here. I still want to call it Twitter. All right. All right. And so in another tweet, she highlighted the potential rollback of women's rights by state Republican officials, stating Trump's abortion rights are now up to the states. Republican officials in the state say, let's roll women's rights back by 2 centuries, right? So she says this means it's going great, but she's really being sarcastic. See, in case you're not following this is all Donald Trump's fault. So Donald Trump, I went and saw a video yesterday. He was on his platform and he is begging President Biden to debate him. Have you all seen this video? I want to debate you, Joe Biden. Newsflash, Donald Trump. Do you understand that if you debate anyone, you're going to have to talk about the record that you have, all right, as president? And this will be one of the things that Joe Biden will be able to easily bring up and silence you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think Donald Trump is connecting the dots. I think his mind is too occupied with these criminal cases, and he's not putting two and two together. And to answer your question, Mr. Former President, are we better off today than we were 4 years ago? The answer is absolutely yes. I'm doing a lot better knowing you're not in the White House, right, ladies and gentlemen? We're all doing better. All right, but you know what we got to do? Join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves, ladies and gentlemen. Him and his supporters. They don't understand that Donald Trump is the reason they are going to lose this next election, right? They don't understand, so we're going to help them. Let's give them what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame. Silence, you MAGA demons. All right, let's move on to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and this is some more bad news for MAGA. All right, I'm out. Former Trump campaign staffer says ex-president has lost her vote. And you're going to see more stuff like this happening because I tell you, everyone's starting to see who the real Donald J. Trump is. It took them a while, but they're figuring out. I'm out, said Donald Trump's former campaign staffer yesterday. Lizzie Marbach, a former director of communications at Ohio Right to Life, who also worked for the Ohio GOP and Trump's 2020 campaign, said the former president recently took things a step too far and failed to earn her vote. She specifically pointed out to a C-SPAN video showing Trump suggesting Arizona went too far in enacting a law that essentially outlaws abortion. Wow, Donald. Wow, Donald. Now you're alienating your base. Did Arizona go too far? The reporter says. Trump then replies, yes, they did. That'll be straightened out. As you know, it's all about states' rights. It'll be straightened out. And I'm sure that the governor, a Democrat, and everybody else are going to bring it back within reason. Marbach was not impressed. This is it. This is what she says. This is it. I'm out. Trump has officially lost my vote. No sincere Christian, you know they throw that word Christian around, right? When they want to really feel like they really doing something, can vote for Trump while he is now openly and boldly advocating for abortion. All right, this is not a matter of Christian liberty anymore. It's sinful to vote for the man. Oh my gosh. All right, she also tagged her former boss in a post that reads, child sacrifice is not something Christians can compromise on. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, another situation. All of a sudden, this woman has came to the conclusion that Donald Trump isn't a Christian. You can't make this stuff up, folks, and this is why we do what we do, right? Unfortunately, it's not going to work for you, ma'am. All right, because see, you allow Lizzie. I'm gonna call her Lion Lizzie. It's not going to work for you. You've already sold your soul to Donald Trump, and it's his, and so there's no taking it back. What are you going to do now, Lizzie? Who are you going to vote for? You're going to vote for Joe Biden? Have you lost your mind? As you can see, Lizzie, you and all of your so-called Christian friends out here. I know some of them on this app, right? They profess to be Christians. You all starting to realize that you've been praying to the devil all these years. God isn't even in none of that stuff you've been doing. So guess what we're going to do for you, Lizzie? Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Lizzie and all of these other Trump supporters out here who think they're Christians, right? Because of their stance on abortion, but they live a life of sin. These people use profanity every day on TikTok, right? These folks attack people all day long. These are harassers and abusers, but when it comes to abortion, they all of a sudden, they praise God. We are saved, sanctified. No, you're not. You're a bunch of devils. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving them what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame. I see there's some dissension in my comment section, right? People don't like this live. You know what I say? If you don't like this live, maybe you didn't hear me at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
Yeah.
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
I'm not talking about Biden's approval ratings. I'm not talking about RFK. I am talking about Donald Trump. Can you Trump supporters out there, can y'all pay attention for at least 5 minutes? Is there something wrong? Have you not? Are you incapable of actually sitting still for like 5 minutes? I mean, I get it. I get it. That MAGA demon is in control of you. But when you're in this live, that MAGA demon has no power. So relax, all right? I'm not going anywhere. You know how long I've been doing this show. Control that MAGA demon, all right? Seriously. It's really sad, ladies and gentlemen. It's really sad that we got grown men and women out here acting a plumb dumb fool for Donald Trump, isn't it? Good morning, Yazzie. I've never seen, I mean, even if you go to sporting events, right, there's a level of decorum, there's a level of respect that you got, right? You carry yourself as though you still know you got to get up and be out here in society and engage in, things that help you to make you a happy and productive citizen. But Trump supporters, they go beyond being just supporters. These folks are really radicalized. And that's why I say, yeah. Are you a domestic terrorist? Yeah. You're a domestic terrorist. You're a danger to yourself and others. You're a danger to your community because you just don't know when to tell Donald Trump no. You don't know when. You don't know how to control yourself. You put these Trump flags all over yourselves. You tattoo yourself. I mean, like, seriously. Y'all need to knock it off. Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. I don't really look forward to having to babysit grown men out here, grown men and women. But if I got to do it, so be it. All right, I want to talk about this. All right, Trump falsely claims that he just found some new information exonerating him from his Stormy Daniels affair case. In a post yesterday on his platform, he seemed to suggest that he was going through infamous piles of documents when he found something that cleared him in the Stormy Daniels hush money scandal. However, the document Trump claimed to have just found is a widely discussed statement from Daniels that has been extensively publicly discussed for over 6 years. I'm bringing this up because I ran into a Trump supporter. Thank you, Zena Smith, for the subscription. I'm bringing this up because I ran into a Trump supporter yesterday who was trying to somehow say that this letter that Stormy Daniels signed is going to somehow exonerate Donald Trump. So you know what we do. We got to shut it down once again. All right. The news media has already reported on the statement, which appears to be signed by Daniels. In it, former adult star denied her alleged relationship with Trump. Daniels also declared, quote, "I'm not denying the affair because I was paid hush money and has been reported in overseas owned tablets." Right? Of course, it would later emerge that Daniels' attorney received $130,000 for this payment from Trump's lawyer and fixer, Michael Cohen, in conjunction with the non-disclosure agreement, as she considered going public with the affair allegations before the 2016 election. And Cohen ultimately pled guilty to multiple federal charges, including campaign finance violations that stemmed from the payments. The alleged hush money payments is now at the center of the ongoing criminal case against Trump, set to go to trial in just a couple of days. All right, but I want to make sure we all know this. Daniels, Snuggles, come close, Snuggles, disavowed her statement in late January 2018 on the very same night that it was released. So you know what you can do with that statement, Snuggles? You can go ahead and toss it. It's not going to save your cult leader. It's not. She's not standing behind it, and neither should you. Ladies and gentlemen, join me. You know what? I want to say I hate to say it, but you know what? I'm actually starting to like it. Join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves, and let's give it to Snuggles and his friends on TikTok, because they keep thinking Donald Trump is going to be able to escape justice, and he's not. So we got to help these folks understand what time it is. Let's give them another round of booze and shame.
Silence! You NACA demon!
All right, I want to ask, are we all keeping up with this whole Alvin Bragg and Allen Weisselberg thing that's been happening? This is Donald Trump's former CFO, ladies and gentlemen. Alvin Bragg is not playing. All right, and anyone out there that's paying attention, if everybody, listen, I'm gonna break it down to you and make it real simple. If everybody around Trump has had to go to prison, what do you think is going to happen to Donald Trump if he's convicted? All right, MAGA, use this thing up here. I know you haven't used it in a while, but try to use it. If everybody around Donald Trump has been going to prison, all right, for crimes they did in support of Donald Trump, what do you think is going to happen to him? All right. I tell you, folks, y'all better figure it out.
From Trump's money man to Rikers inmate, today Allen Weisselberg walked out of a New York courtroom in handcuffs, headed for Rikers Island after a judge sentenced him to 5 months for perjury. Weisselberg is the former chief financial officer for the Trump Organization, and he admitted that he lied during a deposition in the New York civil fraud case against Donald Trump and his co-defendants. That's the one with the $464 million judgment. Weisselberg gave false testimony specifically about the size of Trump's apartment triplex, and he's already served time in 2022 for tax fraud. Let's talk about this further with John Dean. He's a former White House counsel for President Nixon. He actually testified against President Nixon in the Watergate investigation. So, John, thanks so much for being with us. A 5-month sentence for Weisselberg. Do you think that's fair?
Well, in total, it'll probably, with good behavior, amount to about 90 days, 100 days. That was what his prior good time got him in Rikers. So he's returning to a very unpleasant place that he's very familiar with.
Good time at Rikers. It sounds like an oxymoron, John. The interesting thing about this is that as part of his plea agreement, sources indicate that he won't have to testify against Trump in the hush money case. It doesn't seem the prosecutors felt that they were losing a key piece of their case by agreeing to that. Is that a fair assessment?
I think it is. I think what they're doing is tidying things up before the trial next Monday, and this was one of the open items. This is pretty much going to preclude Trump using Weisselberg as a witness in his case, in his defense. So, you know, he's a government certified perjurer, so he's not much of a witness, and that will be a relief for the government as they proceed with their case. They'll know nothing's going to come in from this witness.
Boom, boom, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, Alvin Bragg is not playing. He has no problem sending people that are in Trump's orbit to prison. So I'll move on to my next point, which is this. He just sent a reality check to witnesses who think it's okay to lie for Donald Trump. Anyone out there that is in Trump world right now, let me make it crystal clear to every single one of you. If you end up in this courtroom in the state of New York and you do anything other than tell the truth, you will get the ultimate MAGA reward. You want to know what the ultimate MAGA reward is? Jail. And if you don't get your soul right, hell. And there's a chapter 11 pit stop in between. That's where you go broke. And it's happening. I guarantee you, if that, I don't even think it's if, when the jury comes back, guilty verdict for Donald Trump will be also getting that same ultimate MAGA reward. I don't care if you call yourself a Christian or not. I don't care if you're a Latino for Trump or not. I don't care if you're one of those blacks for Trump, one of those women for Trump. I don't care. he has a non-discrimination clause when it comes to that ultimate MAGA reward. Anyone can get it, even your dog or your cat. Yeah. If they worship Donald Trump, we get them in jail too. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving Donald Trump and all of his so-called witnesses what they deserve. Thank you, Ray, for the subscription. Another round of booze and shame. Speaking of witnesses, look at this. You see, this is Rudy Giuliani. This is one of Donald Trump's this is one of his henchmen. You see how he looks? Trust me, Rudy Giuliani is on his way to getting the ultimate MAGA reward as well. Well, he's already hit that pit stop at Chapter 11, right? Remember? But Rudy Giuliani he's out there in Fulton County. You know Fonnie Willis? He's one of the co-defendants there. He might be a co-defendant, one of those unindicted co-defendants in the Jack Smith case, which is currently, has been stayed until the Supreme Court gets done making their ruling on presidential immunity. Yeah. The ultimate MAGA reward, ladies and gentlemen. And poor Rudy, this guy, Rudy Giuliani, he's had quite the fall from grace, right? He has had quite the fall from grace. Rudy Giuliani, he is so discombobulated right now. He's so out of it that now he's just saying stuff that pops into his head, and he has nothing to actually bounce these. He has no critical thinking skills. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is a good example, all right? It's a sad and pathetic little man. That's what they say Rudy Giuliani is. He's a sad and pathetic little man, all right? Listen to how he tries to say earthquakes are only happening in blue states, which he likens to being communist, all right? This is what Rudy Kaludi had to say, ladies and gentlemen. When I heard this, I said, someone needs to really get this guy some help, all right? Because he's losing it. I mean, losing it real bad, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. It's sad that I actually have to do things like this, but I have to show folks what MAGA really is all about. All right, here we go.
We left the communist state of New York. And then we were in the state of Connecticut, and we just escaped all the earthquakes. And then we got to Massachusetts, which probably had some earthquakes. And we got to New Hampshire, there are no earthquakes, which is telling me that somebody's sending us a message. The communist states are getting earthquakes. I think that's what look at California. You can't have more earthquakes than California. You want to.
Wow. I know there's listen, that earthquake and that eclipse, it did something to the minds of these Trump supporters. These folks, they don't understand how science works. Rudy, he has no idea how fault lines work. He's probably never taken a course in geography, right? And so, ladies and gentlemen, and he wants to liken the blue states to being communist states, which is completely false, and there's no scientific evidence to support it. What Rudy, ladies and gentlemen, what Rudy is doing is he's literally allowing the MAGA demon to run rampant, right? And so guess what we're going to do? Because remember, Rudy, we all saw you when you had that motor oil dripping down your face. Remember we saw Rudy with the motor oil dripping down his face trying to lie to us? Rudy, we don't believe you. But I know a couple of people on TikTok that do, right? I know Snuggles believes you, Rudy. I know Jay Bear believes you, Rudy. And I know a lot of these Trump supporters do. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving Ruru Kaludi. We're going to call him Ruru. Join me in giving Rudy Kaludi what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame. Oh, y'all
Silence! You MAGA demon!
Yes, Rudy is a Russian agent, perhaps, right? That's what I've heard, right? Everyone that believes Joe Biden has committed crimes, right? Anyone that believes in the Biden impeachment, anyone that knew about the finding dirt on Joe Biden situation in which that actually got Donald Trump impeached, I want you to know it was this same individual who's trying to say that the states are communist. It was the same one, this same individual who was peddling that misinformation and disinformation on behalf of the Kremlin. All right. And now he's on his way to prison. All right. And I'm being serious. And this is after he's been sued. All right. You know what he's been sued for. All right. Now let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. We only got a little bit more time, and then I got to open up these boxes. All right. We are moving on to, you know what it is, January 6th. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. The beautiful Judge Tanya Chucky. All right. So what I'd like to do is remind the American people, those in the audience, remind them of the truth when it comes to January 6th. All right. So please bear with me. Many of you know that during the 2020 election, the writing was on the wall. Donald Trump and his supporters all knew there was no way on God's green earth that he was going to get reelected, because 4 years ago, we were in the thick of a pandemic, right? The economy was on its knees in this country. Yeah, your gas prices were low, but that's because nobody was going anywhere. We all had to pretty much shelter in place during that nasty period of time. During this time, Donald Trump repeatedly went on the air, onto his social media platform, thank you Vet80 for the subscription, and lied to all of us about the dangers of this nasty, nasty virus. So, in an act of desperation, Donald Trump decided to come up with a plan to steal the election from the American people. The plan began with him planting a seed of doubt in the minds of his supporters, all right?
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
It's a rigged election. That's the only way that we're going to lose. You notice he uses the word we instead of I, right? He could have said it's a rigged election. That's the only way I'll lose. But he said we. See, that's a way to get you to be emotionally invested in the situation, right? So that's the seed. Election night comes, ladies and gentlemen, and we all know how it happened, right? There was no red wave, but there was a huge blue wall, a reckoning that said, Donald Trump, you're fired. So in an act of desperation, Donald Trump decides, you know what I'm going to do? They said, Trump, you got to go out and concede to President Biden and say, congratulations, that was a great campaign. All right, I'm going to go out and concede to President Biden. I'll do it. And so he goes out.
Such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
Did anyone hear him say congratulations, President Biden? Did anyone hear him say that? Did anyone out there hear him say congratulations, President Biden, great campaign? Did anyone hear him say that? He didn't. He didn't even say it. As far as I'm concerned, he just poured more water on that seed of doubt that he planted in the minds of his supporters. But he went further that night, ladies and gentlemen. He went further.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
Clearly, he didn't concede to President Biden, President-elect Biden at the time. He put fertilizer on that seed, and that's when he convinced his supporters that the election was stolen. Right there, you heard them cheering in the background. That's also the moment when they went from being Trump supporters to Trump's soldiers. All right, you know how these Trump supporters like to say there's going to be a civil war? This is the night that they basically became soldiers in the Civil War. Donald Trump, he assumed the role of Jefferson Davis, and they assumed the role of his Confederate soldiers. There was others in his orbit, ladies and gentlemen, folks like Rudy Giuliani, fanning those flames.
The only time you can ever find out if it's a fraudulent ballot is when it is looked at. The minute you approve this, it's thrown away, gone for eternity. The only thing left is the vote. That could have been Mickey Mouse.
That could have been Mickey Mouse? What is Rudy talking about? Oh, he's trying to say that the ballots somehow were fake.
Almost every civilized country, even Tanzania and places that you wouldn't think of, have rules about inspectors, particularly for mail-in ballots. And why particularly for mail-in ballots? Because they can more easily be defrauded and you can't check on it.
Right. Rudy Giuliani is using Tanzania as an example about how he should have been able to check the ballots that were mailed in. All of this, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call the soil, the ground that basically becomes the fertile grounds to plant these lies and misinformation for Donald Trump and his supporters. Right. So what does Donald Trump decide to do now that he's gotten these folks believing that the election was stolen? I'll tell you what he does. He proceeds to the next phase of this attack. Oh, you ask, what's the next phase? I'm not lying. For those of you who think I'm lying, I'll open up the box after this. You know, we got about 10 minutes, and you can bring whatever evidence you want to try to say that to say where I lied at, and I'd be more than happy to hear you out. But I'm not lying. So Donald Trump decides to proceed in the next phase of his attack. And how did he do that? Well, we all know exactly what he did. Remember this?
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
See, that was the fake elector scheme that he began to put into place, right? So we got soldiers on this side and we got fake electors on this side. Now it's time to move forward. Everything's in motion. So you know what the next phase was, right? I'll tell you. Because they don't believe me. I'll help them understand how they got to where they're at. This is Donald Trump. Attention, all Trump supporters. You are now my Confederate soldiers. I was robbed. I lost to Joe Biden, and it was only because I was robbed. So I need you to help me get retribution. Yes, sir. I need you to meet me at the Capitol on January 6th, all right, at an event that I am hosting called Stop the Steal, all right? Not Nancy Pelosi, not Antifa, not BLM. This is something I'm hosting. I need you to be there. It's going to be wild. And by the way, sell everything you have and send me the money, right? That's what he did. So what did his supporters do? His soldiers decide to do? Well, they decided to follow through on the order. They jumped in the back of these U-Hauls. They put on those khaki pants, you remember, and they put on those masks. You know who I'm talking about, the Patriot Front, the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys, right? They jumped in the back of these U-Hauls, ladies and gentlemen. They jumped in their automobiles, their planes, trains, and taxi cabs, and they all converged on the United States Capitol. They brought with them all kinds of nasty things, all right? So, now we're there, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump is stewing in anger. January 6th. He's ready to go move forward with the plans, but before he does, he has a conversation with his Vice President Mike Pence. Pence, everything's in motion, champ. I need you to do what he asked you to do. Don't you dare certify those votes for Joe Biden. And Mike Pence grew a little spine that day out of all the days and said, sir, if I were to do that, that would mean I would have to place you above the Constitution. Donald Trump says, Pence, you know what your problem is? I've been waiting to say this to you, Pence. Your problem is you're too honest. I'll take care of this myself. You. And he called him the nasty P word. The same P word that he used when, in that locker room talk, right? That's his favorite go-to. He goes to his Secret Service. Hey, take me to go meet up with my soldiers at the Ellipse. Secret Service says, sir, those folks are armed. They have tactical gear. They have stun guns. They have chemical sprays. They have military grade equipment. He looks at his Secret Service and says, I don't care. They're not bringing that stuff to hurt me. Take me to be with my soldiers. Well, sir, yes, sir, you're the president. So they took Donald Trump to the Ellipse to meet up with his soldiers. And there he saw them with their red hats on, right? These folks had red hats. They had Trump 2020 flags. They had Stop the Steal flags. All right. And on the way there, those Trump supporters, if you don't remember, they received some orders from guess who? Lieutenant Marjorie Trader Green, the one we all know may have been responsible for those pipe bombs. Remember when Marjorie told y'all to do this?
Everything. If we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the building.
Remember that? So that's what's going on in the mind of these Trump supporters, ladies and gentlemen. And Donald Trump knows they're ready. They're ready to commit crimes for him. So what does he decide to do next? He goes and he encourages them to engage in heinous acts of violence.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
You hear that? You hear that? You hear that? So with that, they began to march towards the United States Capitol, all right, with the intent of doing whatever they could to stop Joe Biden from becoming president. Even at one point threatening to unalive our vice president. Right? They wanted to unalive our vice president. And it gets worse, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you remember Ashley Babbitt? Do you all remember Ashley Babbitt? Well, apparently Ashley had also listened to Donald Trump. And listen to what she had to say on her way to the Capitol.
District, why don't you worry about your own goddamn district and the shit that's going on there? You are a complete, I'm telling you right now, I'm putting all you on notice. Every single one of you politicians in California, Gavin Newsom, Jerry Brown, Maxine Waters, Duncan Hunter, what the hell is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this modern Karen. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the world. Your people can't get to work. Our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party. Capitol and a mob, there's an estimated over 3 million people here today. So despite what the media tells you, boots on the ground definitely say something different. There is a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue, patriots and Trump. You
hear the vile in Ashley that day? And so she decides to go and break the law for Donald Trump that day as well. Remember, she went inside. Yeah, that's Ashley Babbitt right before she met her fate that day at the Capitol and lost her life. She did that because Donald Trump told her to. And what happened after Ashley, one of Donald Trump's soldiers, lost her life?
Some information that stands out to me is that Donald Trump was passed a note after one of the rioters was shot in the Capitol and was made clear that this person had been shot, this woman had been shot in the chest. And the valet says that he offered no reaction upon learning that. He kept sitting in the chair watching the violence unfurl on TV.
A non-reaction at the death of Ashley Babbitt.
We love Ashley.
Wow. He didn't even care. You see, MAGA? You see how this all... And if you listen and you've been paying attention, not one time did you hear anything about the FBI, BLM, or Antifa. This all Donald Trump and his cronies that had you there at the Capitol on January 6th. There was a situation that took place where they ran across one of their own. You remember Ray Epps? When they saw Ray Epps, they said, "Feds, feds, feds." Which to me means they knew law enforcement was there that day. So MAGA, I have a question, and none of you can ever answer it. If you really believed that law enforcement was there and Ray Epps was feds, why'd you decide to break the law? That's like knowing the bank, you're going to go rob a bank, and you see not only cop cars, but you see FBI cars as well, unmarked vehicles, and you say, you know what? This is the best time to rob the bank. It doesn't make sense. And none of you can ever give me an answer for why you would continue to break the law if you really believed the feds were there. And I know why you did it. Because you weren't really in control of yourself that day. That MAGA demon had control over you. You blacked out. Probably popped a few, whatever it is you took, and you lost your rabbit minds. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the crime scene of January 6th. When I talk about January 6th, this is the crime scene that I'm talking about. This is why I call these folks seditionists, treasonists, traitors. You're not hostages. You're criminals. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about what happened to one of Donald Trump's soldiers that day. All right. And this one involves Judge Tanya Chutkan, ladies and gentlemen. Judge Tanya Chutkan. All right. The judge overseeing former President Donald Trump's election interference case rejected the notion Wednesday that jailed defendants charged with some of the most violent crimes of the United States riot are hostages. A label that Trump and his allies have frequently used to describe the prisoners. U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan said the Capitol riot defendants who remain jailed in Washington, D.C. don't deserve to be called hostages or heroes for their actions during the mob's attack on January 6th. Quote, they're being kept there because they are dangerous people, Chutkan said during a sentencing for Anthony Vo, a man convicted of storming the Capitol with his mother. Look at this. Look at this guy. This is some sick stuff in America. During his trial, Vo attended a nightly vigil that supported the January 6th riot defendants hold outside of the Washington jail. The judge previously ruled that Vo's attendance at the vigil violated a condition of his release. Chutkan rolled her eyes and shook her head when she learned from a prosecutor during Wednesday's hearing that the vigil's organizers referred to their gathering spot outside the jail as Freedom Corner. It Is that what it's called? Freedom Corner? The judge asked, sounding incredulous. At a November 2023 campaign event in Houston, Trump referred to the jailed riot defendants as J6 hostages, not prisoners. Trump campaign rallies have started with a recording of jailed Capitol riot defendants singing the national anthem. All right. Quote, Trump says, "I'm going to make a contribution," Trump said. There have been few people that have been treated in our history of our country like the people that you love, like the people that have gone through so much. Chutkan did not mention Trump's name during Wednesday's hearing, where she sentenced Vo to 9 months of imprisonment. A jury convicted Vo of 4 misdemeanor counts related to the riot. His mother has also been charged with January 6 related crimes. Chutkan told Vo, 31 of Bloomington, Indiana, that he was fortunate that she didn't order him jailed after his trial conviction. She said he has consistently refused to express remorse or accept responsibility for his conduct. Quote, he has doubled down on his behavior, she said. Before learning his sentencing, Vo said, quote, sorry for everything. And he knows that he shouldn't have entered the Capitol on January 6th. He goes, quote, I wasn't there to overthrow any democratic process or anything, he told the judge. In his bio for a social media account, Vo has called himself a, quote, J6 wrongful convict. In a post after his trial, he wrote that, quote, there was 0 jury of his peers and 100% a kangaroo court. Quote, I've been called worse, Chutkan said, stressing that she wasn't punishing Vo for his insult or his political beliefs. Quote, I'm thick-skinned, the judge added. These folks, ladies and gentlemen, you know, President Biden was right. What did President Biden say, ladies and gentlemen? I'll tell you what he said. He was right.
MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people. They refuse to accept the results of a free election.
Right. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving this seditionist, treasonist traitor, all right, Anthony Vo and his mom, what they rightfully deserve. Another round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And since he has been sentenced for his seditionist, treasonous conduct, let's send him off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
You hear that, MAGA? You heard what your cult leader said? Now, where are all of my accusers, the ones who said that I was lying? Because I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you to come and tell me at what point I lied. Those are Donald Trump's words. Those are things that he said. These are people that actually listen to him. This is what happened to them. I'm not lying. You're lying to yourself, if anything. All right. And see, this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to continue to say this. Do you Trump supporters understand how you look to the rest of us? Do you understand how you look? You all are listening to a clown, and you're in his circus. This is the biggest circus of our lifetime, and Donald Trump is the ringleader of it. I've never seen anything like this in my life. And you know this man is a clown, right? Because get this, he wakes up every day and does exactly what clowns all over this country do. He paints his face. He paints his face orange, doesn't he? He paints his face orange, right? Puts on his little wig, that little bird's nest. Yeah. Puts on that nasty little diaper. You know you've seen some clowns with some diapers in your lifetime. Cut it out. We've all seen it. And he puts on that crumpled blue suit with the red tie. And now he's got some golden shoes to go with it. You can't make this stuff up, folks. And he gets onto his social media platform and lies and gives you all your daily orders. And y'all listen to him. And then you wonder why you're in prison. You wonder why you're going broke. Every day he got an email for you. As soon as you wake up, can you please send me $5, $10, $15, or $20? Yeah, I'm running a circus and I need your money. And you send it. See, I know what the problem is with these Trump supporters. And they don't want to admit it, but it's true. They're not angry at us. No, these Trump supporters aren't really angry at us because they don't even know us. We've never done anything to these people. You know who they're angry at? They're angry at Donald Trump. Yeah. See, the stuff they say to us that's why when they say stuff to me, it doesn't bother me. I know that's the stuff they want to say to Donald Trump, but they can't because they're too afraid. They're too terrified. Yeah. You want to call Donald Trump a liar, right? You want to call him a shield, whatever they call him. You want to call him an operative. You want to say all those things, right? But you can't because you know he'll sick those dogs on you. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that concludes my monologue. All right, it's time to open up the boxes. It really is time to open up the boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth, all right, and to shame the devil. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm willing to hear folks who don't agree with me out, as long as they're being respectful and they don't get in the box and act ridiculous, all right? But if they do, I got something for you. Yeah. And the reason that we do these lives, ladies and gentlemen, quiet as it is kept, is I understand, and it came to me, right, that there are millions of people who listen to this broadcast in one way or another, and they don't know what really was happening leading up to where we're at, but they hear us really tackling the issues that are actually going on in this country, and they're listening to how we address these issues. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me and say, you know, Zeus, I really do appreciate the work that you're doing. You know, you're really helping to get clarity, provide clarification and clarity on issues that a lot of people don't have enough time to keep up with. So I don't really care what MAGA has to say. I really don't, because everyone at this point knows you're all a bunch of liars, right? You all worship Donald Trump. You all are in a cult. You all don't mind the fact that you're colluding with Russia. We get that about you. And you're very angry and upset that Donald Trump has to actually go to court and actually defend himself against some of the stuff that he's been charged with. We all get that about you. But guess what we also get? It doesn't change a thing in terms of what we understand about that guy. As far as we're concerned, and I agree with President Biden, the most dangerous threat to our democracy at this moment is Donald Trump. Anybody in this country, and you know, I've talked, and I got to say this. These people out here who love to say they're doing what they call a protest vote. Y'all need to stop it because you don't understand what you're protesting. Think about it. I'm really being serious. You're sitting here in the United States of America complaining about what? What? And then when I ask them, this is what happened. So what exactly are you doing right now in your neighborhood, in your community to address all of these issues? You know what you get? You get crickets. So I don't like listening to people who refuse to engage in the current system that's in place to actually try to get the issues addressed. You're just sitting on the couch quarterbacking it. You're not in the game. If anything, you're a fan. You need to relax. All right? Because there's real issues that are going on, real issues that matter. Folks out here who need Social Security, right? Folks, these veterans out here who need services, right? We need the government to help us with these things. You got airplanes having all of these issues. You need the government. You got roads out here that need to be monitored and maintained. You got all of these issues out here. And all of a sudden you're saying, oh, that's not important because your feelings somehow got hurt along the way. Y'all better wake up and understand what country you're in, because you don't get a lot of this freedom that you have in this country in any other place in the world. You take that over to Russia, I guarantee you, Vladimir Putin will have your special behind sitting in one of those colonies. Take that over there to North Korea, I guarantee you Kim Jong-un will do something to you the moment you say one thing about him. You can say, I don't like the way your hair look. You're done. Y'all better quit abusing the fact that y'all got these privileges here in the United States and wake up. All right, I'm going to open up the boxes, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's bring up my first panelist. All right, oh my goodness. How are you doing, my friend? Venus, are you there? Good morning.
I'm here, Zeus.
All right, how are you doing?
I am perfect.
All right, all right. Long time no see. Oh, there you go. We got the camera going. All right,
Okay.
all right. What's going on, my friend?
I'm just going to tell these Trump supporters, bye-bye. You can move to Russia because we do not need you or your crap here.
Nope. Nope.
Bye-bye.
Do you know anybody, Venus, that's forcing them to stay in the United States against their will?
No.
No.
They can leave.
Yeah. Have you seen them lately? You know, they're scared that Donald Trump actually has to go to court in 4 days. They're really scared. Do you have any words of encouragement for them?
Well, they brought this on themselves.
Yeah.
Nobody told them to vote for Trump. My own daughter is a Trump supporter.
No.
She had her leg amputated at the knee, her left leg,
Oh, I'm
2
so
years
sorry.
ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And she just broke her ankle at work last week.
Wow, well, I'm
And now
so sorry.
she looks like Hopalong Cassidy.
Yeah.
And it's not funny, but nobody told her to vote for Trump, and the only reason she did it was to make me mad.
What?
Yeah.
I am so sorry. That has to be painful for you to deal with.
It is, because my whole family has been divided because of this issue. Wow. And it's not right.
It's not. Where do you think she went? Where do you think how did she get to the point where she felt like it was okay? Do you know? I mean, like, where did she go wrong at? I'm curious.
Because she lived in Florida and got involved with all them Trump supporters down there. And then she had to move up to New York to get treatment for her cancer.
And that, wait. She had to leave a red state to go to a blue state.
Right.
And she still supports Donald Trump.
Yeah. And
I'm
she's
speechless.
trying to hold on, but she's a walking zombie.
Wow.
And I'm sorry, that's my daughter. I love her.
Yeah.
But I can't do nothing for her. And she says I've never been there for her. Well, she's never let me.
Wow.
Because we start talking about politics and I throw her ass under the bus, and she remembers that I've already been there.
Yeah.
I know what it feels like. I can tell you what the bottom of a bus looks like.
A lot of us can,
I have
right?
the experience, and most of these Trump supporters don't. And then they want to get on my life and try to throw me under the bus? Ha! Okay, let's go.
Wow.
I love to fight.
Wow, Venus. This is some sad news, but you know there is the silver lining in this, Venus, is that you don't support Donald Trump.
No, I do not. I've met him. He's an arrogant POS.
Thank you. You don't think of him as you don't think he's a Christian at all?
Oh, no, he's not. He's the devil in human form.
Does Donald Trump even care about does he care about women?
No, he does not. No uterus, no voice. And He always needs an audience to back him up because he's too much of a coward to take this on himself.
Wow.
And he's going to prison Monday.
You believe that he's going to be convicted, Venus?
Oh, yeah.
Because there's people out here, you know who Snuggles is, right? You
I
know who
do not care about him.
Tell us, well, what would you say to somebody that thinks like him about him going to trial in New York in 4 days? He's 4 days away from it.
Snuggles can get burnt at the stake for all I care. That's
Well,
just the way I feel.
I feel you. I felt that.
You cannot fight with these Trump supporters because they are not listening again.
Bang.
We've already been through this before. We know it's going to happen.
Amen. Amen. Well, listen, Venus. You keep up the great work. Keep making those amazing videos. You make them so fast.
I love making videos with you. You are so funny and so on it about everything. I love it.
I try. You keep up the good work, all right? But again, come on back. I love it, all right? I love the way you bring that heavy hammer of truth down, all right?
Okay, can I give a shout out right quick?
Absolutely.
Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Shay.
Oh, the Shay and Tiffany. Wow.
And I can't forget my other girl. Oh.
Ange. Is it Ange?
Ange and oh gosh. Takesha. I love you, Takesha Blue.
All right. Ladies
you
and
all
gentlemen,
have a good time in Zeus's kingdom. He tells the truth and listen to him.
Thank you, Venus. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Venus a round of applause. Wow. I just got an alert. They said O.J. Simpson has passed away. Is that true, ladies and gentlemen? I just got an alert. They said O.J. Simpson has passed away. Wow, what a day. What a day. Right before trial. This is what we got to deal with. All right, let's move it along. Good morning, PA. You told me that earlier. Oh, I didn't see, Takesha. You know, my alerts are just flying off the chart. Good morning, PA. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm so excited to talk to you. I love
this our first time
Is this my first time? I'm so excited. I think my heart is beating faster.
All right. Well, guess what? I got to ask you the questions. All right. All right. Here we go. First question, PA. Do you believe that the 2020 election was rigged?
Absolutely not.
Let's go. Thank you. I appreciate that. Second question. Who would you say is responsible for the attack on the United States Capitol on January 6th?
Trump.
Let's go. You are all correct. All right, this is a little bit of a tricky one, but do you believe President Joe Biden is guilty of any crimes?
No, not at all.
Let's go. No lies detected. All right. See, it's not that difficult. There's a lot of people get those answers wrong. All right. So I'm so glad you were able to say it straight. All right. So what brings you to the show this bright and early, PA?
Oh, I was just thinking about, this cult, this MAGA cult. The definition of a cult is that they have a leader that preaches an explicit beliefs or ideology, and they are just followed by believers that question nothing. And I think in the case of Trump, I think he's so clearly, to me, I work in the psychology area, and he's so clearly a psychopath. He doesn't show, like somebody was saying earlier, that he showed no emotion, right, when he was told somebody died, and that
when Ashley Babbitt lost her life,
right, and that is
following his
typical of
orders.
a psychopath, because you cannot make a psychopath care. They actually don't care, right? They don't care, and so they only care about themselves. The only thing that worries a psychopath is their own life, their own suffering. And so, I feel like after this election, we will have a president or we will have a psychopath dictator. And we will not allow that. We will not allow that. Trump is not supported by Democrats, obviously, but also people that were close with him. He's not gaining any voters. He's losing voters. And Republicans and Democrats will unite against him. He is done. He is
Yeah.
gone. And with taking women's rights, I don't know what he's thinking. I know that he's flip-flopping, trying to, say something to save himself. It's too late.
Yeah.
Too late. Women will come out and vote. We
You
will
hear that,
defeat
Jeff?
this
You hear
man.
that, Jeff? Tell
And
them.
I'm a Latina, so as a Latina, as a woman,
You're not-
all of those things, there is no way that we will allow this man to be elected.
Wait a second.
Never.
You're Latina. Wait a second.
Sí, hablo español.
I've ran across these characters on this app. Latins for Trump.
Oh no, they're the worst. I go into their lives and they continuously block me because they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to believe, their cult leader, and they want to believe that their cult leader cares about them, like that he's going to differentiate and think they're special because they're supporting him, and they don't know that they're going to be the first ones kicked out and deported, just like anyone else. And speaking of Latinos, to me, the most unforgivable thing that Trump ever did, and the list is so long.
Yes.
How can I pick one thing?
Tell
But
him.
at the top of my list is what he did to children when he put the children in cages.
I
And if he
remember.
did that then, knowing that he needed to be reelected. I don't want to know what he would do to children now. He is an evil, disgusting person.
But I have a friend on here.
Hold on. You poke the bear, you're gonna get the bear.
This is one of those MAGA demons who loves to say they protect kids. And you're saying that Donald Trump wasn't protecting those kids when he was putting them in those cages.
He was not protecting kids, and he sits by as kids get gunned down in school. He does not care. He does not care. And, these people with trying to take women's rights away, thinking that, they're going to do something for children. They have never done anything to stand up for children. They sat by while those kids were in cages. They sit by while those kids get gunned down at school. So that is nothing but fake Christianity, fake triots.
Fake triots.
Everything
fake
about them is
Christians.
fake. Everything.
I agree. You are spot on. You should come on more often and send these MAGA demons straight to hell. All right.
I would love to.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. All right. And thank you once again. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful PA a round of applause. All right. No lies detected. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have some MAGA demons. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's bring up our next panelist. Oh, greatest debater. I can't send you an invite. It looks like perhaps, sir, you may be on timeout on this app. All right. So, no crying. You got yourself into some nasty trouble. All right. Let me. Oh my goodness. Same with you, conservative Democrat. Once again, why are you two unable to send Zeus a guest request? Have you two been silenced out here? Conservative Democrat, send Zeus a guest request because you sent me a nasty message, and I wanted to make sure I checked in with you before I actually responded. Could you send Zeus a guest request, conservative Democrat? Because I can't send you one for some strange reason. Is everything okay with your device? Jeff, conservative Democrat, are y'all in timeout or something? Because what I don't want to do is I don't want to allow misinformation to be circulating around here. No. There's no issue on my end. Wow. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. I've given these folks, the greatest debater. He's not that great of a debater. I just gave him a chance. All right. Oops, sorry about that. Where is? Oh, love being a nana. Thank you for the subscription. I really do appreciate that. All right. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Let's see. Well, I don't see them, so I'm just going to assume that they are strugglers.
Struggle bubbles. Struggle pancakes.
You're strugglers.
Struggle honey buns. Struggle in the way. Yeah. He's a struggler.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cut it out, HVAC. Cut it out. All right. Good morning, Tiff. How are you doing? Oh, you sent the... Okay, send me a guest request, conservative, because I couldn't send you one. All right. Good morning, Tiffany. How are you doing?
Hey, and by the way, I haven't started my job yet, so I have a couple more days where I can come in because I start. Monday. So good after. Wait, is it after? No, morning. It's morning still. Morning over here.
Good morning, right?
Juicy Zeusy.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the whole thing with Alex Jones, InfoWars?
Yeah.
Remember the Sandy Hook?
Yeah. The conspiracy theories that ended up costing him very dearly and caused a lot of harm.
Do you see a lot of similarities in what he did and what Trump does?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm all about the documentaries. So there's a new documentary called Truth v. Alex Jones on HBO Max.
Oh, really?
24% of the country believed that Sandy Hook was fake.
Really? Still?
That's how much influence he had. About 75 million people believed that unaliving of those babies was fake.
Wow.
And just to piggyback off of, sorry, I forgot the last panelist.
Where do they get these people from? I mean, are people not thinking?
Exactly, in the comments. That's MAGA. So right. So now if we flip it over to Trump, he comes up with this whole stop the steal, right?
Yep.
And it's insane to me. And these miscreants of these families, I'm sorry, they wanted these families to exhume their children's bodies to prove that it was not to prove that it was real.
Wow. Isn't that something?
Isn't that something? And the same 75 million people that believed that Sandy Hook was a hoax. And Zeus, what would be the motivator? What was the motivator of that? Was it about, for the pew-pews? To take away the pew-pews?
That's what they say. That's what they say. It was staged to go after their pew-pews, right?
And I just want to touch on, I thought of something just a second ago that I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I had to write it down. Where do you think the line of critical thinking meets or dismisses critical thinking? And when does it become the other CT, which is conspiracy theories? Yeah,
when it makes you feel bad, all right, it's a conspiracy. That's how I think MAGA works. It's 100% emotion with these folks.
Yeah.
Anything that challenges their current way of thinking, right? We said yesterday they got conservative men syndrome, right? That syndrome, that's a little bit of a nasty thing, right? Because anything that makes them feel small, they just say it's a conspiracy. They don't believe it. That's why they buy those big black pickup trucks. You ever seen those kind of guys?
Yeah. Oh, the overcompensation. It's the lifted truck for me. And then, again, with the really bad engines.
Yeah.
I told you I used to work at the hospital. I drove all these MAGA's cars. Half the engine or half the front was missing, the back was missing.
Wow.
But it's a truck though with a what's it called? A bungee cord holding the back end together.
Oh. and why do they put all that Trump paraphernalia on it and stuff like that? Is that also, are they trying to compensate or overcompensate for something as well when they do that?
Right. They're still busting it wide with pride for Trump. So I just wanted to leave this here too. I really think, and I know we've probably said this, but the same people that peddled the whole narrative about Sandy Hook, the same people that believe in Trump and MAGA, all you guys are not well. You have I honestly, and I'm not even kidding, I think it is psychosis.
Yeah.
It's derangement. You all need to. So really quick, one of the guys on the documentary said that if Sandy Hook was real, he would probably have to commit himself to a mental institution.
Wow. Well, he should go ahead and start committing himself. Yeah.
And the same with y'all. Y'all need to go check in, babes. Check in.
Yep. Okay? Check in.
I just can't. I can't. And these people, you really gotta stop. I don't think they're capable of this.
They're not. They're not. That's why we get out here and we tell the truth. It's not really to them. It's to the people out there that are listening, so they understand. Yes, we hear the same things that you're hearing, and this is the response that you should use. Because a lot of people, if they haven't, done the work like folks like you and I've done, they'll just go, "Yeah, you're right. That does make sense." Those little conspiracy theories, right?
Exactly. It's really quick. It's called I think Truth versus Alex Jones on HBO Max.
Got it. Well, listen.
Okay. All right. Thank you for having me.
You're absolutely welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Tiffany. No lies detected. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where's you at? I was looking for you, conservative Democrat. You said you sent Zeus an invite, but you know what? I don't see you. You're just pretending like you did something just to make it look like that so you could be a victim in my comment section, conservative Democrat? Cut it out. Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen, with the lies and conspiracies. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, move it along. All right, who do we got? All right. Let's go. Who do we have here?
We got
Catherine. Good morning, Catherine. How are you?
Good morning.
All right. This is our first time doing business, huh?
Yes. Well,
All
actually, I
right.
think I talked to you a while back.
Oh,
Might
really?
have been some time ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess maybe I'll ask
Okay.
you one question. I'll ask you one question. Who was responsible for the attack on the Capitol?
Donald J. Trump.
Let's go. I just wanted to make sure. All right. Well, what brings you to the show? And sorry, I don't have the memory. All right, but let me make sure I'm following you. That's the best way I can keep track
That's
of all
okay.
this. All right.
I just have issues. I'm on a lot of on a lot of lives, and I mod on some, and I'm having issues with the fact that people can't be honest about what happened that day.
January 6th.
Yes, it's like, how can you look at that and say that it wasn't an insurrection? I don't understand. Like, how blind can they truly be?
Do you think I'll say this. I believe they know what it was, but they're trying to cover it up and disguise it as something it wasn't. Thank you, Annie, for the subscription. Right? I believe they know this, but this is like Donald Trump and his crimes. Do you think Donald Trump knows he committed falsified business records? Do you think he knows he did that?
Yes, he knows. He
Mm-hmm.
obviously knows. You know, it's really hard for me with this is my son is now MAGA.
Oh my gosh, this is a second story today. How old is your son?
He'll be 50 next month.
He'll be
Sorry,
50.
September.
50.
50. And my
DJ.
son is a retired vet and a retired law enforcement officer.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know what happened. The only thing I know that we had a separation in between us for a few years, and we've all been reunited. He kind of told me over the phone like 2 months ago.
What part of
And
the
I was
country?
like dumbfounded. And I had to laugh because I thought maybe I jinxed myself, because I told him when he was 18, that was his first, 18 was his first, that was voting, it was during Clinton's. And I just said, if you don't register a Democrat, you can't live in my house. And I was joking with them. But I don't know, maybe I just jinxed it somewhere along the line.
No, you can't shoulder the burden of this. He's a grown man. He's a grown man, all right? And he's now responsible for himself, and he's an adult. Did he grow up watching The Apprentice? Did he ever watch that show?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay, because
And
that
I
show.
don't know where this actually came in for him. And he actually moved to Tennessee like a year and a half ago.
So what state was he in prior to moving to Tennessee?
California. He grew up in California.
Traitor.
And he lived in Idaho for 3 years, and was fortunate enough he bought a house for $375,000
in Idaho,
and turned around and sold it for $750,000. And so he bought this big. He'd never even been to Tennessee before. Wow. He just drove through, saw this beautiful home and all this acreage, and just bought it.
Wow. So he thinks of himself as the Donald Trump of his neighborhood, right?
He told me the insurrection didn't happen.
Wow. Well, when is he on TikTok? I think it's time for you to send him to Zeus.
I don't think he's on TikTok.
All right.
I don't think he is, and I'm like,
You don't have any relationship with him. You guys are just kind of.
He actually wants me to move to Tennessee because I'm in California by myself. I'm 71.
Oh.
My brother just passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Like a year ago, and I have nobody left here, so he wants me to move there, and I'm like, me?
Yeah.
Move there?
Wow. Well, I'm definitely do not take him up on his offer. All right, to go to. Yeah.
In good conscience, I can't. I mean, I've been a proponent and advocate for people of color my whole life.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I found out there's like 30 minutes away from where he is a sundown town. I'm like, I just.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Social worker. I'm
so sorry, Catherine. I'm so sorry that you are another victim of MAGA. But this just goes to show you, huh?
Insidious, like to me, it's like a disease. Like, to me, it's like an insidious disease that's just overtaking people. And
Yeah, they lack self-esteem at some point, and they found a cult to feel that makes them feel they're complete. And so it's clear to me he's been indoctrinated somewhere along the line. Yeah,
somewhere after
that's
he
why I
moved
was
to
asking if he
Tennessee, and he's
watched.
only been there a year and a half.
No, he was indoctrinated before that. Somewhere along the line, he was radicalized because you don't serve the United States, all right? You know, I'm talking about our men and women in uniform.
Yeah.
You don't become in law enforcement where you're supposed to protect and serve, and then all of a sudden excuse Donald Trump's January 6th conduct. It doesn't work like that. Somewhere along the way, he was radicalized, all right? And
There's
it's a sad thing in America.
I kind of wonder he got hurt on the job in a high-speed chase and came out with a broken back and neck, and he's now medically retired.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, that disconnect came.
He was left alone for a little too long, and he's been radicalized, Catherine. That's really what it is. But listen, I gotta move it on, all right? And it was
okay, honey. Thank you for listening to me.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your story with us, because I know there's people out there that have similar stories, and you just gave them hope to keep up the good work. All right, seriously.
Thank
all right,
you, Zeus.
You're welcome,
You're
ladies and gentlemen. You're amazing too, ladies and gentlemen. Anytime, come on back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give the beautiful Catherine a round of applause. All right. See, we're getting our message out there, ladies and gentlemen, to millions and millions of Americans all across this country. All right. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. All right. Oops. All right. Good morning. Ruby Red, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good.
All right. This is our first time doing business?
No.
Oh,
No, I've talked to you once before. Probably last year sometime.
Oh, okay. Never mind. All right. Well, listen. What brings you to the
I
show?
just changed my name up.
Got it. Got it. Well, what brings you to the show this bright and early, Ruby Red?
I don't understand these MAGA people. I mean, they don't remember a whole lot of things. Like in his first campaign, we were talking the other day. I'm like, don't y'all remember in his first campaign, he was literally ushering people of color out of his campaigns, number one. Number two, he was locking the babies up in cages down by the border. And separating them from their parents. Wow. Like, it's traumatizing enough to separate their parents from them.
Yeah.
But to lock them up in cages, too, that's dehumanizing them. That's
you don't consider that humane? You don't consider that being Christian-like?
That is not humane.
Wow.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And then you got people that's coming over here from the border that's voting for him. They just love him, adore him. For what?
People that
are coming over here and becoming citizens from Mexico. And they're voting for him. I'm like,
wait a
how
second.
are y'all voting for him?
Ruby, that goes against the what I've been hearing. I'm hearing the Democrats want the borders to be wide open so that they can get those votes. That's what I heard.
But the people that are coming over here becoming citizens, the ones that's already got their citizenship, they came from Mexico. They're voting for Donald Trump. I'm like, how are you going to do that after what he did?
Wow.
Then it's like, I don't understand these people. Don't they see what he is? Who he is?
Do you think they don't see who he is, or do you think that they don't?
I don't think they realize who he really is. I mean, they do not see it. Okay, if you stop and think about it, he's got over half the country, like hypnotized.
That's why I say he's running the largest circus of our lifetime. He's a clown, right?
He's not just a clown. He's the Antichrist.
Oh!
He is definitely the Antichrist. Look at how much they worship him. There's people out here that will unalive themselves for him. That will unalive other people for him. What kind of leadership is that?
I mean,
it don't make no sense.
It doesn't. I mean, they liken him to Jesus. They liken him to Jesus Christ in some situations, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry. My dogs are
Tell the dog I understand.
My stepson's here. My stepson's here, and he don't like him.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why.
All right.
I don't know why.
Well, maybe he's hungry. It's right around that time where dogs get a little hungry.
Well, I think it's because he chased him with the broom one day.
Oh, that can do it. That can do it.
Yeah, it can.
All right.
But yeah, there's a whole lot that Donald
clean.
Trump has done.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that Donald Trump's done that they forgot all about.
Right.
Really.
Well, we're gonna make sure we remind them, and that's what we do this show. We have to remind Americans just what's at stake. 4 more years of Donald Trump would literally, in my opinion, be 4 more years of terror. Seriously.
Right. It would not just be 4 more years of terror. I mean, I think he would literally do some major damage to the United States if he became president again.
Absolutely. He's angry with all of this stuff, these cases. The money being lost. He's angry. I guarantee you, day one, it wouldn't be about the United States. It would be all about getting even.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, listen,
thank you
Ruby.
for the gifts.
All right,
Yeah.
Ruby. Well, thank you so much. All right, and come on back.
All right, Zeus. I love you. You take care.
Love you as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Ruby Red. All right, a round of applause. Yeah. We got dogs here too, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm trying to, I see all of my regulars here, but I'm going to try to get to a couple of new faces before we double back down. All right. Good morning, Sunday, 1976. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? I'm not going to be here for long, so I'm at work, so I'm
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm all right. I can barely hear you.
Yeah, I'm at work. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. All right. It's our first time doing business.
No, it's our second time, but I just noticed I had to refollow you. I don't know what was going on, but I don't know if this is your main account or not, but
oh, maybe
me
you
and
had
talked before.
Maybe you were following me on my backup account.
Okay, yeah. No, I talked to you before. I talked to you about my brother being Trump supporter, and I've been talking to you. Yes.
Okay,
So,
got it.
Yeah, I got on live. The reason why I came down here, I was just on live. I just hopped on live and I seen this one guy. He's a black man. His name was Black. He said Black People for Trump 2024. And he's a truck driver. And he claimed he make a lot of money and, supporting. He had a lot of people on his live. And I'm like, you sound so stupid. Talking about Joe Biden taking the country down and he fought in along with the country. And he was talking a lot of smack. That just made me so mad. I had to screenshot it and put it on my stuff. I just want to let you know.
Okay.
I had my blood boiling, so yeah.
Okay. Don't let it get your blood boiling. You got to remember this, Sunday, right? During the Civil War, there were black folks that were fighting for the Confederates. Some folks are just completely delusional like that, all right? And that's just what it is. You can't. The MAGA demon doesn't discriminate. It don't care what color you are, what gender you are.
For sure.
It just take over, all right? Now, listen, I'm going to let you go because there's a lot of noise back there, all right? And I appreciate you coming up, all right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Sunday a round of applause. Okay. Let's move it along, all right? Let's get some of our regulars going, all right? Good morning, Nutty Professor. How are you doing, brother? How are you doing? Let's get it going.
So listen, I told DJ and the crew last night that you're live on yesterday.
Yeah.
Your lives are always good. But yesterday, your live was off the chain. Because it stirred something up in the TikTok universe atmosphere.
Really?
Because I was noticing in other lives, the conservative men that was referenced in your live, they was catching heat. Yesterday.
Oh, because we talked about conservative men syndrome, right?
Absolutely. So
controlling men, right? These are some controlling men out here, some liars and some cheaters out here, but they got good traditional biblical values. Yeah, these liars.
Biblical my butt. But anyway, they were catching heat, and rightfully so. They should catch heat.
Yeah.
They should catch heat. But I want to say this to all the young they're young kids to us.
Yeah.
Gen Xers, Gen Zs, whatever the gens are. Y'all, when y'all post things on the internet, you leave a digital footprint
Right.
that will follow you for the rest of your life. Do not get on the internet posting crap that's going to harm your future 10, 15, 20 years down the road. So let's talk about this young lady, nursing student, Asa Blanton from Indiana State University,
Go for it.
who got on the internet talking about Beyonce's country album.
Right.
Listen, I'm not even a Beyonce fan. I don't even like country music, but to get on there and tell black people that they shouldn't be into country and that black people ain't got nothing to do with country
Yeah.
because your mama and grandpa was from the country,
Yeah.
but they was in the field. They were in the field picking, not planting. Wow.
Wow. Ain't that
Wow.
something?
Wow. Wow. This is because that MAGA demon that you keep referencing,
Talk to them.
it trickled down from the parents, from the home.
Oh.
It trickled down to the offspring.
It's in the
And
DNA?
it's in the DNA. But see, here's the thing. That MAGA demon can be cast out.
Absolutely.
And it's about to be cast upon with her. Because she just effed around. Now she's in the find out stage.
Tell them, Nutty.
Because the word on the street.
Tell them, Nutty.
The word on the street.
What's that?
Is this young lady is going to have to atone at her university, which is Indiana State University, the Sycamores, I believe.
Wow. See how that works?
It is also a word on the street that she has her license to be a CNA. She's a nursing student, nursing major, and she's a CNA.
Right.
And also the word on the street is that her CNA license, they're going to cast some wonderful things on her. She may lose her CNA license.
Oh, the ultimate MAGA reward, right? Like they did John Eastman. Ain't that something? They gonna lose it all.
You're gonna lose it all, and for what? And for what? A woman who is literally a billionaire who ain't gonna never even care about you and care about what you think about her music.
Bingo.
Because you felt a need to get on the social web and to talk about how black folks shouldn't be in country music.
Shame on you.
Girl, I need you to go look at your own video and see how stupid you look and sound. And now that the consequences and accountability that we are calling for on Donald Trump, now that they're happening and will continue to happen to you, don't cry. Because you're not a victim.
Yep.
This is a self-inflicted wound.
Exactly.
So you made your bed. Now lie in it because we're all going to laugh about it. Have a wonderful day, Zeus.
All right, you too, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Nutty Professor. All right. We're moving it along, ladies and gentlemen. We are moving it along. All right. Good morning, April. How are you doing? Your Majesty, send Zeus a guest request. I don't need you to be all up in the comment section poisoning it. All right. Yes, we all learned OJ did pass away today. Good morning, April.
Good morning and good riddance to OJ.
Exactly.
So let's just hope it was a painful death, just like somebody else, a couple of people had. But I wanted to get back to the Alvin Bragg.
Okay, let's get on the Alvin Bragg.
We're coming up on a big thing, and I want to remind all you MAGA and Trump supporters that are in this room that it's not the judge, it's not the government, it's nobody that's going to convict Trump. It is the American people. This will be done by jury. just like the libel suit for SA, just like the libel suit for fraud. It's going to be the American people speaking.
Yep.
So all this, how Trump blames Biden and the
Yeah.
government and all that. And I'm about to, I've got to find me somewhere to get me a good Stormy Daniels shirt. I'm gonna start a yay for Stormy Daniels,
Really?
for the takedown. And if you haven't seen that documentary that's on Peacock,
Yeah, I've seen it.
it's good, and I never knew all the threats, the harassment. She showed all the threats and what her family
From
went
MAGA,
through.
right? She's getting
Yeah.
threats from MAGA, and these are the same men that like to say they protect women. Ain't that something?
Yeah, the good Christian men of the MAGA movement.
Yeah.
Going out and pew-pewing her horses with rubber bullets and
Yeah.
stuff, and her having a child and married at the time.
Yeah.
We're not saying this woman had high morals, but she wasn't a dumbass. She
Yeah.
got his signature. She had the NDA. She had proof.
Yep.
When they
Yep.
wrote a check.
Mm.
She had the proof. She showed the receipts, as we called it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, getting excited because, especially since Bragg ain't playing around, with Weisselberg getting 5 months.
He's completely useless as a witness now. Completely useless, right?
Well,
Now
I mean, they couldn't have needed him to begin with.
Yeah.
Or they would have worked out some kind of plea agreement or something with him.
Yeah,
So
well, Trump was going to use him as a fall guy.
Oh, absolutely.
He's gonna try
Just
to
like
use
he
him as-
did Michael Cohen.
Yep.
And it's always somebody's going to pay the price for what Trump does. Poor old Giuliani. Oh, God almighty. Poor old Giuliani. Lost everything.
Oh, poor
How
Rudy.
far they fall for that orange Cheeto.
Ain't that
It's
something?
amazing
Yeah.
that people are so gullible that they believe everything that comes out of this man's mouth.
Ain't that something?
It amazes me. The gullibility of the American people, it's amazing. I mean, have you ever seen such?
No.
We weren't, we were, well, I know you weren't around, but
Tell him,
I was
April.
very young. I was very young when Jim Jones happened.
Oh.
And I remember, what drove these people to give up everything they had to follow a man. And this is the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's scary. These people will put their careers, their livelihood, everything on the line
Ain't
for
that
this
something?
man. It's crazy. But let's go, Alvin Bragg.
Let's
I'm
go.
ready next week. Let's get that jury picked. And they can't say, because it's in Manhattan.
Nope.
They can't use that because the defendants can say yes or no to jury members.
Exactly.
They're allowed to pick.
It doesn't matter where he goes. The
No.
outcome is pretty much going to be the same because the evidence is overwhelming from what I've heard. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that the Supreme Court will hurry and come down with the immunity hearing and listening to them. They should just push it back down. It's just they shouldn't even hear it. It's ridiculous.
I hope we get an answer before this Alvin this New York case ends, so that right after that we can go straight into this January 6th case with Jack Smith. Seriously.
Absolutely. I'm ready for it. So,
Me too.
This fight, we've got to November, we've got to fight. And women, wake up.
Wake up, ladies. Seriously.
Wake up. That's all it's going to take. Women, we are the ones that are the majority.
Tell them, April. Tell them. All right.
Wake up, women. Okay. Love you. Got to go back to work. Thank you.
All right. Love you too, April, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful April. No lies detected. All righty then. All right. Yeah, conservative. You said you sent me a request. I don't see it. So will you? I mean, seriously, man. I mean, I don't got all day to play this game. I mean, you don't know how to use TikTok. Send the guest request, or please stay in the comments and remain silent. I don't like to see grown adults crying in the comment section. I really don't. Good morning, Ange. I don't see it.
Does he need to come up before me? Conservative
No. I
Oh,
don't see it.
I thought I would wait my turn for him.
No.
He keeps saying that he's in there, but I guess he's lying. Anyway, I want to say, piggyback on something April said. O.J. Simpson, yeah, good riddance. And this is finally justice for Nicole Brown Simpson.
Exactly.
And Ronald Goldman, that he, I'll say alleged, just to be proper, but that he allegedly unalived. Anyway, moving along. Let's see. I have something. Let's see.
All right, send him where he belongs, straight to hell.
I'm sorry.
Get it.
I normally I wouldn't go that far, but
DJ
anyhow.
Craig, go ahead, DJ.
Whoa, what is that?
I don't know, but it looked nice.
Very. Thank you, DJ. Let's talk about her. Can we talk about her for just 1 second?
Aileen Cannon. Yes.
I know we got Alvin Bragg coming up, and I have faith in him. I mean, he's just going to take. That's just going to be a takedown. I'm not even worried about that. You go, Alvin Bragg. But we really need to get this case going because this is to me, this is very serious. You know, this is putting our national security at risk. The whole world, essentially.
Yeah.
Our allies now question us. He had these documents. We all know he has moved them around. He flew some of them up to Bedminster. They're probably in the coffin with his ex-wife. Who knows where else he has put these, you know? And it's just not, to me, it's one of the worst cases of all. I mean, we have people that are at risk all over the world because of this man.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, he's illegally held them. He mishandled them. He had his aides and lawyers help him hide the records.
Wow.
I mean, these are classified documents. And this woman here she to me is aiding and abetting someone who's putting our entire world at risk.
I hear she's doing it because she hopes that when he becomes president again, he'll put her on the Supreme Court.
Yes. Oh,
that's what I'm hearing this is all about.
Absolutely. She's a monster in my eyes. This woman here is an absolute monster.
Yeah.
And that's just, to me, I really hope they stop kicking this one, you know, down the road, because this is very serious. It's right up there with January 6th.
It really is. I mean, for them to allow her to play around with justice like this at the expense of the American people is downright ridiculous. As far as I'm concerned, like you said, she could be part of the crime. Now that I think about it, right? She could be.
I'm sorry. I think she is. I find this is just absolutely atrocious that this case is being just kicked down the road, potentially never even being tried if he becomes president. You know, and this man, just real quick too, we have people in prison right now for having one classified document. Just one.
I've seen him.
The young man, what was his name? Jack Texera, I think.
Yeah. I remember that kid. Yeah.
He did plead guilty. I found that out from Nutty Professor last night.
Oh, he pled guilty.
He did, but he is still, he was awaiting his trial.
He didn't say it was a two-tier justice system?
No, he pled guilty, and he's still in jail awaiting his sentencing. Once he was found with that classified document, his behind got put in jail, and he never got out. And here we are with this man who had all of these, putting you and I and everybody in the world at risk. I mean, this is disgusting. I really hope that they can get this one in before the election. I do too. He's going to win anyway. But anyhow, I heard my bell.
You don't think he's going to win? You said something about the Arizona thing. You want to weigh in on that before you leave? All right.
I honestly think, as awful as that is, that really helped us, because that really opened the eyes of the country at where we could all end up being. Yeah. All of us. And not just starting with the women, but taking voting rights away from marginalized community, taking away.
Yeah, I'll just say it, Ange. I really do believe MAGA won't be satisfied until they reinstitute slavery, until they undo the Emancipation Proclamation. That's where MAGA wants to take this.
I agree with you, Zeus. I honestly do, and it starts with this. That's my issue with that. It starts with that, but because of that, I think not everybody, a lot more people have opened their eyes to what really could happen all over.
Hey, can you give those conservative women that one piece of advice you once shared with me about what to do when it's time to go vote?
Just go behind that curtain and vote against your conservative man driving his big truck with his lift kit so that he can overcompensate for what he doesn't have.
Oh.
We all know this. All I got is the blueberries.
You just crushed those blueberries, Ange. So thank you so much. All right, I really do.
That's one of my biggest jobs on the internet. I want to spread the awareness of what MAGA is, but especially the conservative men. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I really do. But women, if you're married to one of them, just go behind that curtain, vote the way you want to vote.
I don't know why, but that makes me laugh.
26 years ago, I did it. Married to a conservative man, I went and voted for the hell I wanted to.
Do you feel bad? Do you feel bad when you do it? I'm just curious.
I felt good.
Oh.
I felt good.
Oh.
Awesome doing it. Yes, I felt empowered.
Thank
you.
So
anyway, I heard my bell.
All right. I love that story. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Ange a round of applause. Go behind that.
There's like a glitch. I can never disconnect anymore. Can you?
Okay, I got you. All right, yes, conservative women, do the right thing and go behind that curtain. All right, and stick it to them. All right. Hello, Takesha. Good morning. How are you doing?
Hey, Zeus. How are you?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom, doing what we do.
Okay, Zeus, I had wanted to address the welfare thing from yesterday.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
Yeah.
Well, I'm on food stamps and Section 8. If you add welfare, that would be great. Well, I live for free. Now I can buy that family pack of those chicken thighs. Doom, 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 doom. Living in your trailer, swearing you are rich. With your small manhood, you can't reach your woman's click. You repeat the same thing every day. Can you please come up with something to say? So let me tell you, for the last time, you could not come for me with the mind of Einstein. All right.
Wow.
The welfare jokes are not funny.
Tell them,
They're
Takesha.
very repetitive. You say it every day, just like you put them same underwear on with them doo-doo stains.
Oh.
And you need to try to find something else to say about Takesha. Oh. And for the person that said that $1,000 rent was welfare to them, I live in Alabama. Believe me, $1,000 for rent is considered very expensive in Alabama.
Wow. This is the same knucklehead that said they have a multi-million-dollar beach out there in Florida.
They have nothing.
This is clickbait. And the one that was in the sweats in the mirror, right, with the dog watching anime.
I don't even think it was clickbait. Remember, it was AJ, and there was somebody else. It wasn't clickbait.
Oh, clickbait learned his lesson. Okay, I thought so.
It was AJ and somebody else, but I wanted them to know that doesn't offend Takesha at all. You got to come better and harder than you could ever get without your Viagra to come for me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We ain't bothered by that because every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession, right?
Yeah, they're upset because they think Viagra's gonna come off the market, and when they beat it so bad they have to apologize to it. Zeus, they can't even get it up if they put a popsicle stick behind it and tape it.
Oh, now that's something else.
Yeah. It's as
That's
lazy.
something else.
It's
That's
as
like a
lazy
habit.
as a
That's like
bear
when they put it in a splint or something, right? That sounds like what you.
It don't do nothing but lay there like a bearskin rug. That's why they have no women.
Oh my
That's why
God.
they have no women, Zeus.
Oh my God. Well, is there any hope for these folks out there? 'Cause they're
Absolutely not.
oh my goodness.
Absolutely not, Zeus. No
Wow.
hope. You know they use the pinky of a glove for a condom, so you know there is no hope.
Listen, you conservative men out there, the jig is up. Y'all gotta try something new because all the little tactics you've been trying to use are they've been exposed. You don't got anything else to run on now. It's over, MAGA. It really is.
You got
Seriously.
nothing.
I've
You can say welfare, you can say farewell, you can say Section 8, you can say 8 section. It's not bothering me.
It ain't. Nope.
Find something else, sweetie.
Tell them, Takesha. They know. This is why I know. They are probably at home crying right now.
They're at home rubbing and saying, "I'm sorry. I gave you a rough night. I called 6 women and neither answered, so I had to domestic violence you to get myself to sleep." And that's what they're doing. They're committing domestic violence on their manhood.
Nasty. You conservative men, listen up. The jig is up. We've exposed you. You're not heroes. You're not heroes.
You're nasty. Okay, Zeus.
All right. Well, listen up, Takesha. Thank you so much. I appreciate the honesty, and you're always welcome once again. Come on back. I appreciate the good work you do. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful...
brother.
All right, let's give Takesha a round of applause. You see, ladies and gentlemen, the reason we're at this point in American history right now as Americans, where we actually have to openly engage in political discourse, is because of MAGA. They refuse to tell the truth and take accountability for their conduct. So now we got to actually have these tough conversations in real time so that the American people that are listening can make up their mind for themselves. All right, let's move it along. All right, good morning, Jess. How are you doing, the beautiful Jess?
Good morning. So,
all right, good
you want to
morning.
know how yesterday I said Letitia James shut down the charity for the sick kids, right?
Yes.
So I was reading a little bit more and I was like, he's got to have history with Alvin Bragg too. Yes. And you want to know what it is?
Of
he
course.
Shut down the Wall charity with Steve Bannon.
Oh.
Grifting from his followers.
Oh, Alvin Bragg.
So,
wow.
The history of the grift in New York is strong.
Oh, wow. So you're telling me that Alvin Bragg and Letitia James, these two people of color, are really a thorn in Donald Trump's side. He just can't shake them, huh?
Nope, it seems not, and my son's pounding at the door. But I wanted to come up and say that.
Okay.
So.
All right, well, thank you, all right.
I want to bring up the fact that these comments, they're so salty today. I think they're just mad that the walls are closing in. I want Aspen, AJ, O'Doody, because I'm not.
What about conservative Democrat? The live yesterday must have done a number on him because he's been quite sad lately.
Look, it's because he knows that he's wrong. And I hate to put it like that. I know conservative Democrat wants to be friends, but you're in the wrong. You're on the wrong side of history. Come over to our side. See the light. We have cookies. Aspen, Takesha has more class in her pinky toe than all of MAGA. And you want to know why? Because y'all are liars and hypocrites.
Bingo.
Period. End of story. Also, if you guys like my emojis, I'll make some for you. Just DM me. And with that, thank you, Zeus. Have a wonderful day.
All right, Jess. You have a wonderful day as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Jess. All right. Oh, 1776 status. You said January 6th was an FBI operation. 1776. You want to go get your main account and bring evidence of that? 1776? Because if it was an FBI operation, why is Donald Trump referring to the ones in prison as hostages? 1776. See, 1776, you know what you are? You are a seditionist. You are a seditionist, treasonist, traitor. And the truth is not in you. Who sent you? Oh, 250 agents in J6 crowd. That's funny. You got any proof of that? 1776, or are you just peddling that misinformation and disinformation from Vladimir Putin? 1776. You know what you need to do? You need to get a grip. You need to get a grip on reality, all right? Because you don't know anything. I get it. You graduated Snuggles University. But Snuggles got his degree from Trump University. You knucklehead. Good morning, Brother Swervin.
Good morning, Zeus. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm all right. Now that you're here, it's always a pleasure to have you grace me with your presence.
Oh, stop it. Now you're going to make me start blushing. Quit it.
Hey, listen. That's what happens when you're in the kingdom.
Let me say first and foremost, may OJ rest in hostility.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
We'll see you on down the road, champ.
Amen.
Look, I wanted to take a look at and just stop for a moment and think about, what Donald Trump is trying to pull off this week in the Alvin Bragg's case.
Let's go.
First, it was the notion that he had he wanted a change of venue so that he could, because he didn't feel he would get a fair trial in Manhattan. Okay?
Right.
That flopped. Then it was presidential immunity.
Oh, that's a good one.
And that flopped.
Oh.
And I'm like, how can you claim presidential immunity on a crime that you committed before you were the president?
Right.
That's amazing to me that his lawyers would even think of that notion.
Right.
And his last ditch effort, I think, between today and tomorrow will be the New York Appellate Court.
Oh.
To appeal the decision on the immunity clause.
Oh, he's gonna try something new.
He may try something new.
I thought he had three strikes, right? Didn't he try to also sue the judge? Isn't that one that he was throwing out there too? I hear he's just throwing anything at the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing in all of these cases, throwing anything out there to see what sticks, anything that will delay the start of the trial. Because he knows if he's on trial, he's going to lose more support.
Right.
And Alvin Bragg's, this whole immunity thing, but Jack Smith has a really great talking point when he says if the presidents have immunity, blanket immunity, then why did Nixon need a pardon from Gerald Ford when he exited office?
Oh.
He ended up getting a pardon. If he had immunity, why did he need a pardon to make sure he didn't get prosecuted for any of the crimes that he committed? So Jack Smith is always one step ahead.
Yep.
If the New York Appellate Court takes this up quickly and say, you know what, we're going to refer back to the judge of the lower court and call it a day, then this trial starts on Monday.
Let's go.
It's just the fact that he keeps trying to throw everything out there that he thinks will stick to the wall. And nothing is sticking.
Nothing.
And he keeps getting rejected on all these asinine reasons for why the trial should be delayed or why it should be dropped. His bond got revoked. And here goes that two-tier justice system again. Because if I posted a bond and it got revoked, they would already took my house and my cars.
Yeah.
Right. But
yeah.
he gets another 10-day grace period. To try to figure it out, to try to work it out. And he can't work it out with that company because they don't have a license to operate in New York.
The company, the one that's ran by that guy named Hanky Panky?
Yeah. Mr. Hanky don't have nothing. And let me remind you, Mr. Hanky is also a character on South Park who ain't nothing but a turd. That's the whole character, Mr. Hanky.
I can't with you, Swerve.
Okay.
That right there is just the icing on the cake to show us how ridiculous this
Yeah.
is.
It's so ridiculous, and all the chances that he's been given. But they talk about this two-tier justice system. Not a single one of us would have been given any single one of these chances.
Yeah.
And again, with over 80 pending felony charges, we would already be sitting in prison. So why does he
Exactly.
get to walk out? Oh, right, it's that two-tier justice system.
Yeah.
And
No.
that just befuddles the hell out of me. It's a two-tier justice system between the left and the right.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's a two-tier justice system between rich people and poor people.
Yeah.
That's your two-tier justice system.
Amen.
So they can miss me with all that garbage. You maggots, you make me sick to my freaking stomach. And y'all are the most disingenuous, fragile group of snowflakes I have ever seen in my freaking life. And that's all you are ever going to be. Bunch of snowflakes.
Tell him, Swerve.
Listen, brother, I heard my bell.
All righty then. I appreciate you.
Oh, not a problem, man. Not a problem. I'm gonna give Mama Jenny some lunch.
All right.
And listen, y'all be good. Y'all be safe, and doggone it, have fun while you're doing it.
All right,
I'll
ladies.
See y'all again very soon.
All right. I'll see you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Brother Swerve a round of applause. G-Man, I see you, champ. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, we got to get up out of here, but before I do, let's see if we can squeeze a couple more in. Actually, oh my gosh, look at the time. Greetings. Who do we have? I'm that guy. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, Zeus?
All right, this is our first time, right? You got an
It
echo.
is.
You got an echo. Is there an extra device on?
Yeah, hold on. Let me take you off Bluetooth.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you know. All right.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. All right. So this is our first time talking, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
All right. I got to ask you the questions. All right. First question. Do you think the 2020 election was rigged?
Heck no.
All right. Next question. Who do you think is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th?
Oh, man, that's easy. You got to give me some hard ones. That's Donald Trump.
Let's go. Last and final question. Do you believe President Biden is guilty of any crimes?
Absolutely not.
Let's go. All right, your pass. I'm that guy. Welcome to the show. All right, I gave you a follow. I reached my max. What goes on? What brings you to the show this bright and early?
It's funny. I truly believe that all these Trump supporters are just doing it out of spite. Like, they're just really angry people. They make no sense. I mean, some of them got clearly CTE because they're just out of control.
Yeah.
They like the attention, clearly. That's all it's really about. They know this guy's in the wrong, clearly. I mean, it's on TV every day, on TikTok every day. He lies constantly.
Yeah.
And how do you, a normal person, not see that? Like, how do you defend that, you know?
I don't know. Do you think they have a legitimate grievance right now with the United States or President Biden that deserves to be, I guess, looked into?
No, that's the funny part. They got nothing on this guy, period. They can never come up with anything. They try, but nothing ever happens because the guy's clearly not guilty of anything that they're accusing him of.
What about the loaf of bread and the egg prices?
That's not his fault. I mean, COVID is what screwed everything up, and everybody knows that. You know, we're trying to recover from that. Everybody was getting a free check when that happened. Where do you think that money came from? They got to recoup that money.
Yeah.
You know, my thing is, I know Trump is screwed. Everybody knows Trump is screwed, regardless. And my thing is, I'm looking at the people who were following him and spreading the fake news as well as himself, like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm hoping to see something happen with her because she's a problem.
Yeah.
She has a mental issue. She's a problem. And I'm dying to see something happen with her.
Yeah, she needs to be taken out of Congress, right? She's, to me, unfit to actually represent the United States of America. And I get it that she might represent a group of people that believe what she believes, but what she believes in and what she supports is so unhinged and disconnected from reality. It's dangerous.
It's weird. It's just, I don't get it. Like Look at her. She wore a Trump hat when
Lady
Biden was
Giselle.
speaking. Like, what
Yeah.
is going on? And she was the only one. And you know that they're not supposed to do that. She was going to get fined. She didn't care. She loves Trump with everything in her soul for no reason.
Because
like, no real
she wants a
reason.
position in his cabinet. You know, they're all these folks, Lauren Boebert, Jim Jordan, James Comer, right? Matt Gaetz. These folks are banking their entire careers, their entire lives on Donald Trump getting reelected. And they're willing to do anything. It's sickening.
It is. It's like they all got something wrong with them. Like, seriously. You know, but my thing is that once Trump is all done, and he's with Bubba in jail, because he's going to jail regardless.
You hear that, MAGA? He's going to prison.
Regardless, he's going to jail. I don't care what anybody says. Okay?
Rikers.
We're in America. America doesn't play, period, you know? I just hope that the people who are behind him on this same fake stuff, they go to jail also.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice if we could start that, right? You know, I'm one of those people that say we should deport MAGA, right? I really do believe.
I wish.
Yeah.
I
if
wish.
you want to make America great, deport MAGA. I firmly believe that.
Not for nothing. We already know, like I said, Trump is going to jail. I want to start something new. I'm already bored of Trump. I'm already bored of the Trump, you know, because we know what's going to happen to him, regardless.
Yeah.
I want to see something new come up.
Oh, what you got in mind?
Like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I want to see her. I want to see
We
her.
know she planted those pipe bombs. That's what we heard, right?
Yeah,
Somebody planted those pipe bombs around the Capitol on January.
I want to see her life fall apart slowly.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
You know?
All right.
So,
well, listen, that guy, I appreciate you. I got to get up out of here. We've had an incredible show, all right? I appreciate
Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give I'm That Guy a round of applause.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do got to get up out of here. If I didn't get to bring you up today, it doesn't mean I don't care about you. It just means that, you know, Zeus has other things that he has to do, but I love you all the same. Please come tomorrow. I promise you, I'll try to get all of you up, all right? But before we go, the plane has officially landed, ladies and gentlemen, and it is now time to depart. You all deserve a round of applause, right? Have a great day. To all of these subscribers, we had quite a few today, right? To all of the gifters, to all the moderators and the panelists, you also deserve a special round of applause. Little Miss Know-It-All, I see you. All right. To the Zeus haters out there, though, our critics are detractors, those who continue to spread misinformation and disinformation. JDB, thank you so much. Those who continue to spread hate. All right, misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. Those who continue to spread evil, corruption, and hate on behalf of Donald J. Trump and are currently attacking women in this country because they believe they should control women. Those conservative men out there especially. Join me in giving them our final round of boos and shame. Oh, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, conservative Democrat. It's funny.
Good morning, Deuce.
Yeah, so what brings you to the show today? You sent me a nasty message saying that we're fascist in here, and I'm trying to get clarification on
That's
what
your
makes...
moderator, Cece.
No.
But just
see,
like Retribution said, who doesn't enjoy a clown show?
Conservative Democrat. First of all, none of us in here are fascist, and you know it. So please take that back, all right? I get it. You're angry because we called folks out like you yesterday, right? You're one of those conservative men, right? Those men that are out there trying to control women and their bodies. That's why you were upset yesterday. Just admit it. That live yesterday made you very upset, didn't it? No. And you called this a clown show like Retribution said, but what does it mean when you show up to the circus every day? What does that mean? You see, it just shows that you don't understand what's going on. So really, what is your issue today? Because I don't got much time to, hear you out. If you want to talk to Zeus, you can in the Closet of Truth. Is that what it is? You want me to do a special live with just you and I in the Closet of Truth to iron out our differences?
I'd really appreciate that.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? I'm going to set something up so that we can hear you out and get to know the real conservative Democrat. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're going to be honest and tell the truth.
Always do.
And you're not going to engage in any of that nasty kind of conduct, because I don't want to talk to you if you're going to be, insulting people and using those racist statements that you and your friends like to use, those sexist
I've been
statements.
with you for years, Zeus.
Okay, I'm just laying down the ground rules for you, conservative Democrat. I want you to really do your homework when you come talk to me, all right? I might be able to squeeze you in maybe tomorrow. We'll do Closet of Truth, all right?
Sounds good.
All right. Now I got to let you go because I got to get up out of here. But please don't ever say my mods are bad. Don't say they're bad, and don't say they're fascist.
A little too much for taking my free speech.
What did you say my mods did?
Taking my free speech.
How did they take your free speech?
Well, Cece likes to mute me like every 5 minutes.
Oh, were you saying something that Cece told you not to say?
I'm being
because I
opposition.
But Cece knows I don't mind folks that disagree with me. You must have said something very, very wrong. You're not following Cece's orders. All right. So could you promise me to follow Cece's orders a little bit more? Oh, okay. Well, listen, I can't really get into that, but I'm going to say you're a liar, and I'm asking you very, very nicely, because I'm a nice guy, to please be nice to my moderators, conservative Democrat. If you disagree with Zeus, that's fine. But if they politely ask you to follow the rules,
sir.
Listen, I don't owe you an apology. Remember, I don't allow folks. Okay, then. All right. Now, listen, I got to get up out of here, conservative Democrat. Have a great rest of your morning. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give conservative Democrat another round of booze and shame. Now all of a sudden his freedom of speech has been violated. Cut it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta get out of here. What a show. Take care, stay safe out there in those TikTok streets, and don't do nothing I wouldn't do.
Most handsome in the kingdom.
And I really am the most handsome. Keep up the great work, Cece.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus.
This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus.
This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. Come on.
This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus.
Nathan's mom, thank you.
When I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. You thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus.
Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you all. I was supposed to only go, really, until 8:30. Thank you, Linda. Y'all always get me to go 30 minutes over. I don't know how you do it. Seriously. Buzzer, I saw you, champ. Thank you, everyone, for the gift. Sheila, DJ Kitty Cat, Southern Delight. Thank you, Rick C. Thank you. Lady Rima, Emma. Cool. Let's go, Coop. Let's go. Rick C. All right. Mrs. Silk. All right, Ange. Thank you. Tony, my man. I see you out there. Mickey Pete, I see you. Lady Rima, let's go. Let's go. Oh my gosh, there's too many of them. Stacy Jones, let's go. Venus, thank you. Flow Girl, Rick C. Bling Bling. Little Hawk, let's go. Hey, wow, all the love. DJ Frank, let's go. Heaven, I see ya. Queen Lee, oh my gosh. Dark Frank, Callie Love, and I see ya. Reggie, nice to see you. Reggie, Tiffany, let's go. Tinkerbell, I love you too. Republican singer. Jess, I see ya. Ooh, Jessica Gutierrez, I see ya. All right, Ray, Lady Rima, Chrissy Marie. All right, Yvonne, let's go. Passion Mona, let's go. Slick as Rick, I see you, my good friend. I see you, Jessica. Let's go. Jessica Gutierrez, it's me, Jess. I see you too. Little Hawk. Go for us. What's up? Mystica, let's go. Venus, I see you. Rio. Rick, I see you, my good friend. Callie Love, let's go. This is Silk, let's go. You know I'm so handsome. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Reggie! All right. Lashana, let's go. All right, Annie. All right, Valerie, I see you out there. G-Man, I know you're out there somewhere. And let's go. All right. Here we go. All right.
I just want to find
Jeffrey, I see you.
11,780
votes right there. Oh, we're going to hit him with the remix. All right. Reggie, where you at, brother? Tiffany, where you at? Let's hit him with the Jack Smith remix.
He's deranged. Jack Smith. 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 He's deranged.
Yes.
Jack Smith.
Hey.
Donald Trump
is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. What?
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater.
And his wife
is even more of a Trump.
Oh, really? Right.
Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great badge of courage.
Oh, that is so hilarious. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you want to know what Donald Trump sounds like right now? Oh, this is what he sounds like on his way to the election. This is how he sounds.
We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military.
Remember?
We're going to win with healthcare and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore.
Ooh.
Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. Win more.
Right, yeah, you got to put that emphasis because that's how much winning Donald Trump's going to be doing, right? But then you remember what happened when he didn't win and President Biden won. You remember this?
He had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left.
He's a mathematician.
We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
And then, see, when he goes, and you can hear him, when he hits those high notes, something very bad has happened, right?
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
Y'all fell for it. Oh my gosh. I can't with y'all. All right, I got to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. But before I do, let's drop the bomb.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
That's right. You ain't black. You ain't nothing but a modern day slave. I'm out.